It's Wednesday, September 24th. The Ottawa Mission says it is still stretched beyond its capacity 5 years after the City of Ottawa declared a housing emergency.
It's been something that the association's been advocating for since 2012. So we are very happy to see that they're finally going the right direction with getting body-worn cameras.
Ottawa Police will soon have body cameras in what the Ottawa Police Chief calls a step towards greater transparency.
And Jimmy Kimmel returns to the airwaves. We'll tell you what he said in his first opening monologue since his show was suspended. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Hump Day. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. The CTV Your Morning 20K giveaway continues this week, so make sure you tune in every hour for the daily code word and, of course, your chance to win that $20,000.
Keep an eye out just a little bit later on this hour for today's code word and your chance to win some big money. The contest is going to keep on going, but again, each day you got to enter that code word, so make sure you are watching every single morning.
It makes me just smile.
Oh, right?
We're going to give away $20,000. Make somebody's day, no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait to see who wins that. All right, we're going to get right to our news headlines, and some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras. This is a way to increase accountability that many have been calling for more than a decade. Starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing body cameras. In a report for the Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are also in favor of wearing cameras, but there are concerns about expanding the program because of the cost. Just these 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000, and that's for a 39-month term, or a little over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's request into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. It was a high-profile case that sparked much discussion, and the jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to obtain those body cameras.
5 years after Ottawa declared homelessness an emergency, the Ottawa Mission continues to cope with unprecedented need. The mission is stretched beyond capacity, saying all of its emergency shelter beds were full this past year. The organization released its annual impact report yesterday, saying clients slept on mats and on chairs.
We're 5 years beyond the City of Ottawa declaring a state of emergency for homelessness in our City of Ottawa. And 5 years later, things are more challenging than they've ever been.
This past year, the mission provided emergency shelter to more than 1,200 people, along with job training, meals, and other services. Peter Tilley, the CEO of the Ottawa Mission, you just saw him there. He joins us after the 7 o'clock news to discuss the results of their annual impact report.
Just one day after a water main break caused havoc in Canada, another water main break is creating a stir in the opposite end of the city. One in Orleans is disrupting traffic, one of the busiest roads in the city. And while disruption wasn't nearly as severe as the one that took place in Canada, it highlights the difficulty of staying on top of aging infrastructure across this massive city. In this case, water was sent gushing into the westbound lanes of Innes Road, closing that stretch for much of the day and forcing a local business to turn away several customers.
Most of our customers, unfortunately, we had to rebook for another day. Some canceled, but it is what it is.
What we have here in the old city of Gloucester is steel piping. The city of Ottawa experiences a 40-degree on some years swing in temperature, and so that's a lot of movement on steel. The city of Ottawa now uses PVC piping, which is a heck of a lot more flexible.
As of right now, water pressure in Canada has been restored, but residents in a handful of buildings have been asked to boil their water just as a precaution. Ottawa police are offering a $75,000 reward for information about a fatal stabbing in Metcalfe 1 year ago. On September 23rd, 2024, Roger Dale Lusk was stabbed in his pickup truck near his home on Ira Morgan Way. He died in hospital nearly 2 weeks later. As part of the investigation, police released surveillance video of the suspect vehicle, a silver four-door car. Police believe the attack was targeted, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services tip line.
Ottawa's city manager is looking to clear up confusion over the return to office mandate for municipal workers. In late August, Wendy Stevenson announced employees will be required to work in the office 5 days a week starting in January. The move has sparked some criticism, including from city councillors who are set to vote on a motion today to rescind the mandate. Stevenson is insisting there will be exemptions for some workers. Writing in a memo to council, there will be continued flexibility and manager discretion when considering alternative work arrangement requests, including requests for hybrid work based on the nature of the position, service delivery, and operational requirements.
Air Canada says it's still working through more than 54,000 customer claims after a summer strike left thousands of passengers stranded.
They want you to give up, I would say. They tried to rebook us on over 120 carriers, but they couldn't find any flights for us.
Cindy Burns from Nova Scotia says she ultimately paid more than $5,000 out of pocket after her flight back from Ontario was canceled. Multiple passengers tell CTV News that though their cases have been marked as resolved, they still haven't received their reimbursements. The airline says many customers have already received their payments and that the strike led to significant backlog.
Drivers owe the City of Ottawa millions of dollars in outstanding fines for parking, red light camera, and photo radar violations. Around $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding. The city is also still owed $15.8 million in unpaid photo radar tickets dating back to 2020 and $8.1 million in unpaid red light camera tickets. That all totals to around $92 million in outstanding fines.
Canada's Major League Baseball team struck out on defeating the Boston Red Sox last night.
To right center field, a long run for Lucas, and it's by him and off the wall.
The Red Sox took a 4-1 lead in the 6th inning. That would end up being the final score.
Meanwhile, the New York Yankees beat the Chicago White Sox last night, and that means the Jays now hold a single-game lead in the American League East Division. Hang on, hang on.
It's a tight one.
It sure will be. Exciting times, though. This is always when baseball gets super exciting. For me, anyways. I find it such a long season. They play so many games that I really get into it in the fall.
I know. The boys of summer playing in the fall.
Yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely.
It's a good time to tune in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the
I agree
perfect
with
time.
you.
Perfect baseball weather, too, because it's not overly hot in the afternoons, but we're still feeling like it's summer.
And you know what? Yesterday was a little bit weird because I felt like the humidity kind of picked up late in the afternoon. And then it was like, are we seriously? Are we in fall?
Are we in fall? No, it still definitely feels like summer, and it's still going to feel like summer, especially later on this afternoon. When we factor in that humidity later on today, we are sitting at 16 degrees to start things off, seeing some east-northeast winds around 19 kilometers an hour. Similar temps throughout the region in the mid to high teens, 12 in Brockville, 17 in Kingston, 15 in Pembroke this morning, as well as over in Montreal. So not a bad looking start to your morning. We did see some scatter showers yesterday. For the most part, that has cleared up. It is a little bit foggy if you are just waking up and heading out the door. So similar to yesterday, we saw a lot of fog early in the morning. Similar day today where we will see that fog early this morning. Should dissipate by about 9, 10 o'clock this morning. And then sunshine into the afternoon. So we don't have to worry about rain today. It's overnight tonight that we are expecting some rain. So risk of thunderstorms overnight tonight, which will continue into into your day tomorrow. And Thursday's looking very soggy. We are expecting about 10 upwards of 20 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us tomorrow. So enjoy today because tomorrow will be very wet in the forecast for us. Sifting through your closet, still t-shirt weather later on this afternoon, especially when we factor in that humidity. 24 is your high for today. Mixed sun and cloud, but it will feel closer to 28, 29 late in the afternoon. So definitely a hot and sticky day forecast for us later on this afternoon. 24 for Ottawa, 23 in Kimmel for your daytime high. Same within Brockville. Cornwall sitting at 21 for their daytime high, 23 out in Pembroke and Petawawa. You could see a few thunderstorms into the afternoon today, so keep that in mind. For Gatineau, 25 is your daytime high late this afternoon. And over the next 7 days, realistically, we're going to see really warm temperatures with the exception of tomorrow. That's the only day that we will see average temperatures for this time of the year. We will see that sunshine for today. Tomorrow is looking very, very soggy. It will start overnight tonight and continue into your day tomorrow. Upwards of 20 millimeters of rain by the end of the day. Still a few scattered showers lingering into your Friday, but the weekend is looking beautiful. 23, 22 are the daytime highs and lots of sunshine, and that summer-like weather will even continue into next week. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time-saver traffic, and again, just fog right now. Nothing major to report on your drive-in. Traffic is smooth sailing east to west.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, embracing shared experience. A deaf instructor at a school in Arnprior is making a world of difference for one deaf student. We're going to tell you more about this celebration coming up next. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is Wednesday, September 24th. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning, Ottawa.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa police will soon have body cameras in what the Ottawa Police Chief calls a step toward greater transparency. The Ottawa Mission says it is still stretched beyond its capacity 5 years after the City of Ottawa declared a housing emergency. And the City of Ottawa says $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding.
Outside this morning. So 16 degrees into our morning, and that's actually closer to what we typically see with our daytime high this time of year. So not cool whatsoever. We get up to a beautiful 23 degrees as that sun continues to shine. But enjoy it through the day today because the next couple of days we could see some showers in the forecast. So get out and get outdoors with that 23 high. Taking a look at the roads at this hour, some fog patches still developing in certain areas, but not nearly as thick as what we saw yesterday. You couldn't even see 50 meters in front of you. Traffic moving relatively well. We are still cruising up to that nice hour before our little buildup continues on. A qualified instructor, a willing student, and a supportive school, and one grateful set of parents. Something very special is happening at a school in Arnprior where they mark the International Day of Sign Languages. Here's CTV's Dave Charbonneau.
Ryan Duchesne is the first deaf staff member at St. John 23rd School in Arnprior.
I like to engage with deaf students. I'm the same as them. I'm deaf as well.
This represents an L for love.
To celebrate Tuesday's International Day of Sign Languages, Duchesne led a special event with students and staff explaining the importance of sign language.
We celebrate deaf culture, and we all celebrate together to show inclusivity and honor that within the school.
Duchesne was brought here for one specific reason, to help teach Alex, a deaf student at the school. For the parents, the impact has been overwhelming.
We were just so taken aback about how amazing the school has been with Alex and getting him essentially all the resources you need to have the fully education process without any barriers.
They too are in the process of learning sign language in order to be able to communicate with their son.
Having Ryan at the school, teaching him ASL and modeling that language for him at school is huge. So now we need to learn a little bit faster so we can keep communicating with him at home too and reinforcing that.
The principal says recognizing sign language is essential for students and staff.
It's very important that we recognize Deaf and Hard of Hearing Month all month long, and not just for September, but throughout the year, but particularly today, International Day of Sign. It's really important for our students to see and know about sign language.
The school calls this a bilingual bicultural approach, a way to support learning in both English and sign language.
So you have the student who's following the instruction of the classroom teacher, being able to develop fluency in written and spoken language, but at the same time, simultaneously, we have the language acquisition support worker who is working with the student using American Sign Language.
For Duchesne, it's a chance to inspire change.
I'm honored and grateful for the school and the school board for actually hiring me and giving me this opportunity. My goal ultimately is to break down barriers and show that deaf people can do things.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
You know, it's so amazing when you have difficult situations like that for the family and you see the support of like the school and the community come together, just putting not only an ease for the parents knowing that their child is having those opportunities, but also just for the child themselves, you know, feeling welcomed. And you know what? It's just a difficult situation turned positive.
I see the father, right? Big, strong, muscular guy, and you can see he's a little emotional because he can tell like his son is getting the help, the attention that he needs, and he's going to be okay. You know, somebody there who understands, who's experiencing the same thing, being deaf, and then communicating through sign language. And one thing I learned, which is so cool, is that sign languages are different. When you go to a different region, different country, the sign is different. And so you have to learn specific sign language. Let's say it's like American Sign Language. Or I didn't know that and learned something new.
And you know, I didn't know that either until I think it was the first time I saw, it was like a football game and they had like the sign language going, but then it was like, it was a little bit of a different interpretation. So yeah, but it's so wonderful that the whole family is getting those services.
That is a great story indeed. Jimmy Kimmel returned to his late night show last night. He kicked off his opening monologue with a message clarifying the comments that got his show suspended for nearly a week. Why don't we check in right now with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning. I'm sure a lot of people when they wake up this morning want to know what Jimmy Kimmel said. If they stayed up to watch it, they're probably not watching us. They won't be up until about noon. It's I guess they called it a late show for a reason, but he started out, he was very emotional, saying that he never meant to make fun of the death of a young man. And he had to really try hard to fight back tears. And then he explained what the joke was really about. He said he was accused of pointing the fingers at MAGA. And he said he was trying to make the exact opposite point, that nobody knows what the motivations of the young man were, especially at that time when he did the monologue. And I can understand that. It sort of tracks if you go back and listen to what he said. He was saying, people who are MAGA supporters are pointing fingers at everyone but themselves because they don't want it to be about them, is I guess what he was saying. Anyway, it was awkward and it needed clarification. I think that could have been done the next night instead of taking him off the air for a few days like they did. But I think that was the more complicated part. That's where politics came in. And if you're still doubting whether or not the President of the United States actually intervened or strong-armed Disney or ABC in some way, look at what Donald Trump said yesterday. Now he's saying, okay, you know what? Well, we're still coming after you, because now he sees shows that criticize him as massive campaign contributions for the other side, and that, he says, is illegal. So I think when you have the leader of your country trying to find ways to make free speech illegal, then you're trying to stop free speech. And Rosie, I was thinking this morning about the number of times on television and on radio and in promos for our show that were recorded on TV that we poked fun at Jim Watson when he was the mayor, about the LRT and about other things that were happening in the city. And never once did I hear, to my knowledge, that he went to management to complain. Every time I'd see him on the streets or at festivals or whatever, or in the studio, he was always gracious about it. We got to disagree on politics, without it becoming personal. And that's been my experience for most of my career. When I run into people that I've been attacking on the air, they're usually pretty good about it. But you know what? If they took a cheap shot back and made fun of me in front of my wife and family or whatever, I smiled and took the heat as well, because it goes with the job. To have a leader be so thin-skinned, I think is a very dangerous thing.
Bill, it's always great to hear from you. You have a great show.
You too.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFR8 weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we're taking your comments on collections. We're going to tell you more on that coming up, but we want to know, what items do you like to collect? Do you have them like on display? Let us know. And here's a live look through our Skycam on George Street. It's dark, but it's okay. The sun's going to come up eventually. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa.
Welcome back, everybody. Coming up a little bit later on this morning, we will get a preview of a local collectible doll show. That got us talking about what we like to collect. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking you, what is it that you collect? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And this is a fun topic because it's very different. You know, what are some of the items that you collect? I was trying to think back where I don't think that I had anything, but Rosie, this is right on par for you.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I collect Barbie dolls. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, and I think we have some shots here of what I have. So I've got that doll, Lieutenant Uhuru, Star Trek, because yes, I am a Trekkie.
Nice.
And I've got that doll. And then let's see the next one here. Okay, yes, you know what? You know I love the Spice Girls.
Nice.
And I've got all but 2. So I'm still looking for Baby Spice and Scary Spice. So, but I've got Ginger Spice, my favorite.
So like when you look for the extra 2, like how do you find to get them?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not like actively looking for them. I just remember I love the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Walked into Zellers way back in the day and bought the dolls. I just walked in and bought them, and that was it.
So now if I ever see Baby Spice, I'm going to pick that up for you.
Thank you.
We'll be on the
Thank you
lookout
very
for
much.
you.
Exactly.
My thing is real easy. I collect shoes.
Yes,
Boom.
you do.
Just
you
like
do.
that. Yes,
you guys
you
have
do.
an amazing selection. If
I
only my
love
feet were
shoes.
small enough, because you've got every color, every style,
every
and I
size of
look and I
heel.
go, dang it, I wish I could fit into Melissa's
She's got good shoe game.
All right, we're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking you, what do you collect? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Coming up next, an accomplished athlete becomes the victim of a crime that could hurt her chances in her next competition. She says her bike worth thousands of dollars was stolen from her car near Gatineau Park. More details coming up on this next.
Good morning. I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we are off to another foggy start today. Similar to yesterday, we're just seeing that dense fog in the nation's capital today.
Okay, but still pretty mild today.
Very mild still this
Okay.
morning, and warm, very warm into the afternoon.
All right. then.
Yeah, we'll see if that humidity continues like it did yesterday afternoon. But we're going to start with our news headlines. Some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras, a way to increase accountability that many have been calling for more than a decade. Starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing body cameras. In a report for the Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are in favor of wearing cameras, but there are concerns about expanding the program because of the cost. Just 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000, and that's for a 39-month term over just over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's inquest into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. It was a high-profile case that sparked much discussion of this category, and the jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to obtain these body cameras.
5 years after Ottawa declared homelessness an emergency, the Ottawa Mission continues to cope with unprecedented need. The mission is stretched beyond capacity, saying all of its emergency shelter beds were full this past year. The organization released its annual impact report yesterday, saying clients slept on mats and on chairs.
We're 5 years beyond the City of Ottawa declaring a state of emergency for homelessness in our City of Ottawa. And 5 years later, things are more challenging than they've ever been.
This past year, the mission provided emergency shelter to more than 1,200 people, along with job training, meals, and other services. Peter Tilley, the CEO of the Ottawa Mission, will join us after 7 o'clock to discuss the results of their annual impact report.
Just 1 day after a water main break caused havoc in Canada, another water main break is creating a stir in the opposite end of the city. One in Orleans is disrupting traffic on one of the busiest roads within the city. And while the disruption wasn't nearly as severe as the one in Canada, it does highlight the difficulty of staying on top of aging infrastructure across this massive city. And in this particular case, water was sent gushing into the westbound lanes of Innes Road, closing that stretch for much of the day and forcing a local business to turn away several customers.
Most of our customers, unfortunately, we had to rebook for another day. Some canceled, but it is what it is.
What we have here in the old city of Gloucester is steel piping. The city of Ottawa experiences a 40-degree on some years swing in temperature, and so that's a lot of movement on steel. The city of Ottawa now uses PVC piping, which is a heck of a lot more flexible.
As of right now, water pressure in Canada has been restored, but residents in a handful of buildings have been asked to boil their water just as a precaution.
Crews say they are making progress fighting a forest fire burning south of Ottawa.
We'll continue firefighting with boots on the ground, fire crews going in, cooling down the hot spots, digging up spots where they find that there's a lot of heat and applying water there.
The fire is not yet under control, but officials say a combination of rain and firefighting efforts are helping keep the fire at about 40 hectares. No one has been hurt and no structures have been damaged. The township of North Dundas has declared a state of emergency to better direct resources toward fighting the fire.
Ottawa police are offering a $75,000 reward for information about a fatal stabbing in Metcalfe 1 year ago. On September 23rd, 2024, Roger Dale Lusk was stabbed in his pickup truck near his home on Ira Morgan Way. He died in hospital nearly 2 weeks later. As part of the investigation, police released surveillance video of the suspect vehicle, a silver four-door car. Police believe the attack was targeted, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services tip line.
Drivers owe the city of Ottawa millions of dollars in outstanding fines for parking, red light camera, and photo radar violations. Around $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding. The city is also still owed $15.8 million in unpaid photo radar tickets dating back to 2020 and $8.1 million in unpaid red light camera tickets. That all totals up to around $92 million in outstanding fines.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer because we are giving away $20K. And guess what? It's time for your daily code word.
Oh, imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Sign on a mortgage payment, whatever you want. It is yours to do with. Today's code word is, travel. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter the code word along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. But make sure you tune in tomorrow morning as well, because we will have a brand new code word Good luck to everybody. We can talk about this all day, every day. $20,000 is something I think everybody would love to have right now.
Yeah, what a nice gift.
And for all those who collect things, imagine all the extra items you could add to your collection.
Ooh, you're giving me ideas, Melissa.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll find those extra spice girls for
baby
you.
spice, where are you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure we can find it on somewhere online for a hefty price tag.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, in our forecast today, it's going to be nice and warm again and a little bit of sunshine, something we didn't see really a lot of yesterday. So that's some good news. It's still a cloudy start to your morning, a bit foggy out there as well, but we will see that sunshine into your day ahead. Cloudy evening and then overnight some rain, and we could see significant rain in the forecast for us as well. Temperatures this morning, not too bad. We are sitting at 16, so it is pretty mild, but we will still see warmer temperatures throughout the rest of the week as well. So at least we're going to see nice warm conditions into your week ahead. Temperatures similar across the region, sitting at 16 in Cornwall, 13 in Brockville, 15 out in Montreal, 17 down in Trenton, so very similar temperatures to what we're experiencing here in Ottawa today. Just some fog to start things off, so we're dealing with some fog early this morning, quite heavy in some areas, so quite thick fog to start off your day. It will dissipate by 9, 10 o'clock this morning. Then into your day ahead, some sunshine. We will see a mix of sun and cloud this afternoon, more sunshine throughout the late part of your afternoon. This evening, not so bad. It's into the overnight that we're expecting some rain. We could see some thunderstorms overnight, which will continue into your day tomorrow. Thursday's looking very soggy. We could see upwards of 10 up to 20 millimeters of rain in the forecast. And then we could also see a few lingering showers in the early morning hours on Friday, but then it will clear up into the weekend forecast. So your drive-in commute, again, that fog, there's some dense fog, so reducing visibility a little bit on your drive in, but your drive home will be nice and clear. We will see a mix of sun and cloud as you head home from work later on this evening. Temperatures, your daytime high today, 24 for us here in the city and very similar across the region, in the 20s for most of the region for today, 23 in Petawawa, Gatineau sitting at 25 for their daytime high. So everybody above seasonal into your day ahead. Enjoy it. We'll feel closer to 28, 29 with that humidex into the afternoon. Tomorrow, slightly cooler, more average for this time of the year with a high of 18. But don't worry, the warm weather is back on Friday, and we will see above seasonal temperatures as we head throughout the weekend. The weekend is looking really nice and sunny and very warm.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And on your roads, no issues to report. Traffic is still looking pretty easy. We aren't seeing any collision, no major delays, just dealing with some fog, especially in the lower lying areas. So keep that in mind on your roads this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
The first woman across the finish line of the Ironman competition this summer is making a desperate plea yesterday. She says her competition bike worth thousands of dollars has been stolen. Not only does it carry sentimental value, but it's what she needs to compete at the Worlds a little bit later on this year. Here's CTV's Caitlin Wilson.
A summer of triumph for Elisa Heiskanen, the first woman to finish Ottawa's inaugural Ironman, but recently she faced a setback she never trained for.
At first I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, it must be inside. It must be somewhere else. Like, oh, like there's no way it's actually like gone.
She says her triathlon bike was stolen on Sunday while she was out for a run. The same bike that carried her across the finish line and the one she's been training on for the upcoming Ironman World Championships later this year.
It has actually quite a bit of sentimental value. I bought it from someone that was a Paralympian, a Canadian Paralympian. So he used that bike to kind of get to a point where he was able to pursue the next level, and that's kind of why I bought the bike as well.
She says she left her bike locked in the trunk a couple kilometers from here in Gatineau Park where she trains. But when she returned a couple hours later, it was gone.
Someone had gone through all my stuff. There's stuff everywhere. Like I had all of my training gear in the car. My wetsuit was on the ground beside the car.
And replacing it won't be easy.
They normally start at around $5,000 and it can go up as much as over $20,000.
Patrick Lacroix is the co-owner of this Gatineau bike shop. He says thefts like this aren't rare. In fact, he hears of high-end bikes being stolen nearly every week.
This time of year, inventory is kind of low. They don't manufacture that much volume of those categories of bikes, so they are very attractive on the reselling platforms, on the marketplaces online.
As for Heiskanen, she's offering a $500 reward, hoping the same bike that carried her to victory will find its way back.
Bought this bike with the bike that was stolen with my old money, so I'll have to do that probably again for this new bike. So it's a huge setback for somebody like me, for sure.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
That is so disappointing, and as she said, it's such a huge setback. I mean, she's a triathlete. It's not like she's a contracted athlete that makes has a multi-million-dollar contract. You know, that $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 bike. That's a lot to replace,
and
right?
it's hard when you're taking the precautions to, lock your bike in your vehicle, thinking that it's safe and it's a safe place for it.
And
it's just not, right? Yeah.
Like just in the Gatineau Park there, like obviously people going around looking for stuff to do. And even if you did have the money where she could replace it too, that sentimental value that goes along with it, you can't replace that.
Good point. Okay, we are back in just a few minutes. Here's a live look through our Skycam, and up next, we're collecting your comments on collections. That is just ahead. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Welcome. Big stories that we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa Police will soon have body cameras in what the Ottawa Police Chief calls a step towards greater transparency. The Ottawa Mission says that it is still stretched beyond its capacity 5 years after the City of Ottawa declared a housing emergency. And the City of Ottawa says $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding.
Another hot and sticky day in the nation's capital for us later on this afternoon, dealing with some light fog out there this morning into the day ahead. Mix of sun and cloud. 24 for today. Will feel closer to 28, 29 with that humidex in the forecast. Cooler for tomorrow, more seasonal. We are expecting 10 up to 20 millimeters of rain. Could see a few scattered showers on Friday, but the warm weather returns with a high of 23. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and just starting to see a little bit of volume build now on the Queensway. If you are heading eastbound on the 417 at Richmond Pinecrest, seems to be a little bit slower at this hour.
Today, we are asking you, what do you collect? Here's some of your comments. Melanie says, we collect elephants. My mother had a few, and my husband's mother had a few. And we have just added to that collection over the years. We bring an elephant back from every country we visit, and our family members give us elephants from other countries. They are a sign of good luck with their trunks up. So I wonder, do you have porcelain elephants?
Right. I was going to say, like, are we talking real elephants here? And then the family's getting involved?
I'm imagining like any type of elephant ornament, if it's wood, if it's porcelain, maybe glass, and it seems like they have a collection of all sorts of different kinds.
And I didn't know the elephant trunk up is a sign of good luck.
We learned
there you
something
go.
new.
Thank you for that.
Always learning. So cool. Leona says, I still have my Christmas present from 1979. It's a Wendy Walker, almost perfect condition with the original clothes, socks, and shoes. Ooh. Here it is. We're going to take a peek at it.
Oh, wow.
It's a doll.
Classic. Look at that. You are an amazing collector to have that in one piece still. Oh, wow.
I love that she has the photos still, too, when she got the doll.
Look at the joy.
Incredible.
Can you just tell she's just so happy?
Yeah.
Got my Wendy Walker, baby.
I love that. Well, Pamela says, I am not sure if it's a collection or obsession, but I love cups, mugs, water bottles. We have so many that my husband says no to when I want more. And Pamela, I'm with you on that. I also love mugs. And my husband keeps on saying, no more mugs in the house.
If there's room, you'll buy a mug for that space, right?
We have overflow now where we have like the seasonal mugs in the basement because we have so many. So
that's
I
so
feel
neat.
you, Pamela.
So I moved back in with my parents and coming back into Ottawa briefly. Yeah. And that's so funny she says that because I love bugs, and when you open up the cabinet, they're just like they're popping out. And my dad's just like how many of these do you have? Or now they have to sit on the counters because they're just they're overflowing.
You love your mugs. I get it. I get it.
And the espresso ones too, like the nice handcrafted ones.
Fun. Okay, that's the question there that we're talking about. We're going to be hearing from you later in the show. We're asking you, what do you collect? Do I hear mugs? Elephants? Come on, let's bring it on. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Well, coming up next, back on the air, Jimmy Kimmel returns to his late night show. We'll tell you what he said in his first monologue after his suspension. Coming up next, you don't want to miss it because there was a lot of talk about how he was going to approach it. And we have those details for you this morning because, of course, it was so late. We definitely didn't see it live.
Absolutely.
So we'll get you.
Here's a live look through our sky cam on George Street this morning, dealing with a little bit of fog to start things off, but it is nice and mild outside, sitting at 16 degrees. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:50 a.m. Time for your morning fix, and Jimmy Kimmel returned to his late night show last night. He kicked off his opening monologue with a message clarifying the comments that got his show suspended for nearly a week.
But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't... And for those who think I did...
ABC suspended Kimmel's late night show last Wednesday after the comedian criticized the Republican Party for trying to, quote, score political points in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. During the monologue, Kimmel also criticized the FCC and the ABC affiliates who took the show off the air, calling their actions un-American. Kimmel also poked fun at Donald Trump's appearance at the United Nations. Heartfelt message right off the top, you know, to kind of get that out of the way. And obviously he, you know, you could tell that he really meant it.
Yeah, he was touched, and like I was saying before, he felt for his team as well, and I love what he said, how he said, as a human, let me first just say, because it all comes down to that. And he goes, listen, we're tiny here. We're just a little show. It's not that important. But what is important is being able to express yourself. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's so nice, too, because you could tell that he really meant it and that he wanted to get that point across.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was like a scene out of a Dukes of Hazzard or the video game Grand Theft Auto when a suspect jumped a drawbridge to get away from police. Check this out. So Seattle police were pursuing a suspected stolen vehicle when the driver turned onto the bridge, which was in the process of closing. The car broke through the safety barrier and basically jumped the gap in the bridge, leaving the officers behind. The car was later found, but the suspect had fled the scene.
Whoa. I don't know if you guys remember this, but now watching this, it completely reminds me of the movie Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys remember that with Nicolas Cage. It's the end of the scene. He's in his Mustang GT. He sees the traffic. He cuts across through construction, jumps over the bridge. It's almost, it's not as dramatic, but almost the same thing.
Yeah. Terrifying. Many golfers play their whole lives without getting a hole-in-one, but not for this 4-year-old.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my God! So little Levi celebrated his hole-in-one with his father and then sprinted to the green at the Knoxville, Tennessee golf course to retrieve his ball. The remarkable feat came on a 108-yard par 3. That is little Levi and his dad, and of course they're going to remember that forever. Look at this! I was 4 years old and made that.
The classic run to the green to get the ball. Also, like, it seemed as soon as he drove it, he said, oh my gosh. It's like the dad knew.
It's like
right away.
I was like impressed with how far he could even hit the ball at 4 years old and then straight and being able to get hole-in-one, just incredible.
That's really something. Will, you always say, it's all in the swing, right? You play golf.
It's all in the swing, and I have never come close to a hole-in-one. So he's already got me, and I have many years ahead.
I feel like a little luck in there, too.
Yeah.
Here's a look at what's coming up on the show in the next hour at 7:05. We are hearing about the Ottawa Mission's annual impact report and just how much homelessness and food insecurity there is in our city. At 7:10, we check in with the Ottawa Rapid FC, who are playoff bound, baby, in their inaugural season. And at 7:40, we are paging Dr. Paul to learn more about this week's recommendation from the U.S. administration regarding Tylenol. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 6:57. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Another water main break causes traffic chaos, this time in Orleans.
It says they are still struggling to keep up with the dire need in our community. Upcoming in just a few minutes, we hear from their CEO.
And the Ottawa Rapid FC are playoff bound in their inaugural season. We'll hear from them coming up. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Happy Hump Day. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we have another hot day on the way for us as
There you
well.
go. I
Very
love
humid
it.
into the afternoon.
Coming up in just a few moments, Peter Tilley joins us from the Ottawa Mission. Their annual impact report is out, and the mission is still struggling to keep up with the need in our community. That is just in a few minutes, but first, your news, headlines, and wake-up weather.
Some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras, a way to increase accountability that many have been calling for more than 10 years. Starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing those body cameras. In a report for the Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are in favor of wearing cameras, but there are concerns about expanding the program because of the cost. Just the 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000, and that's for a 39-month term, which is just a little over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's inquest into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. It was a high-profile case that sparked much discussion, and the jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to obtain these body cameras.
Crews say they are making progress fighting a forest fire burning south of Ottawa.
We'll continue firefighting with boots on the ground, fire crews going in, cooling down the hot spots, digging up spots where they find that there's a lot of heat and applying water there.
The fire is not yet under control, but officials say a combination of rain and firefighting efforts are helping keep the fire at about 40 hectares. No one has been hurt and no structures have been damaged. The township of North Dundas has declared a state of emergency to better direct resources toward fighting the fire.
Just one day after a water main break caused havoc in Canada, another water main break is creating a stir in the opposite end of the city. One in Orleans is disrupting traffic on one of the busiest roads in the city. And while the disruption wasn't nearly as severe as the one that took place in Canada, it highlights the difficulty of staying on top of aging infrastructure across this massive city. In this case, water was sent gushing into the westbound lanes of Innes Road, closing that stretch for much of the day. It was also forcing a local business to turn away several customers.
Most of our customers, unfortunately, we had to rebook for another day. Some canceled, but it is what it is.
What we have here in the old city of Gloucester is steel piping. The city of Ottawa experiences a 40-degree on some years swing in temperature, and so that's a lot of movement on steel. The city of Ottawa now uses PVC piping, which is a heck of a lot more flexible.
Circling back to the first water main break, as of right now, water pressure in Canada has been restored, but residents in a handful of buildings have been asked to boil their water just as a precaution.
Ottawa police are offering a $75,000 reward for information about a fatal stabbing in Metcalfe 1 year ago. On September 23, 2024, Roger Dale Lusk was stabbed in his pickup truck near his home on Ira Morgan Way. He died in hospital nearly 2 weeks later. As part of the investigation, police released surveillance video of the suspect vehicle. a silver 4-door car. Police believe the attack was targeted, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services tip line.
Some congratulations are in order for baby Carmela.
Yeah, Carmela is an alpaca, and she has just taken her first steps at the Greater Vancouver Zoo. She stumbled a few times, naturally, of course, before learning against mom and finding her stride.
Zoo workers say Carmela has a timid but curious personality. She was born in early August and is named after her caramel color.
Aw, so sweet.
That is super cute.
Yeah.
Couple of tip overs, learn from mama, lead against, and then
there you go.
On the way, Carmela goes.
There you go. It always amazes me the animals that literally come out and are walking within minutes, right? Because you know, with us humans, it takes a few months to get that underway.
A little bit longer.
Maybe a few years, some of us longer.
We do have your weather picture for today. Look at this beautiful shot sent to us from Gary.
Whoa.
It is the sunrise at Glenalee Park on White Lake through the fog. Absolutely stunning shot, Gary. Gorgeous. Thank you so much for sending that in to us.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And of course, we would love to hear from you. Please send your weather shots to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. You can be featured right here on the show. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And in our forecast today, dealing with a little bit of that fog to start things off. So similar to the last few days where we've seen these foggy mornings, seeing a little bit of that again here today. It should dissipate by about 9-10 o'clock, and then we will see sunshine into the afternoon for today. Overnight tonight, though, you can see this massive low pressure system headed our way. It will bring significant amount of rain. So it's starting overnight tonight and continuing into your Thursday. Risk of thunderstorms tonight into tomorrow as well. We could see upwards of 10 to 20 millimeters of rain. So soggy conditions on the way for Thursday. A little bit of it lingering into Friday, so we could see a few scattered showers early in the morning on Friday, but then it should clear up in the afternoon. And don't worry, the weekend is looking nice and dry and very sunny. 24 is our daytime high for us here today. We'll feel closer to 28, 29 with that humidex. Trenton 23, Kingston 24, 23 as well out in the valley. The valley could see a few scattered showers into your day ahead as well. 25 in Gatineau, so slightly warmer for your daytime high in Gatineau. In our forecast this morning, if you are heading out to the school bus, mix of sun and clouds. 16 is where we're sitting right now. Of course, right now we are also dealing with a little bit of that fog as well to start off your morning, but that should dissipate within the next few hours. 24 for today. We'll feel closer to 28, 29. Tomorrow, more average like seasonal weather for this time of the year. 18 degrees is your high. Don't worry, the warm weather is back on Friday and will continue to be nice and warm and very sunny and through your weekend forecast.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
Still collision free on your drive in this morning, but the eastbound 417 seeing volume between the 416 split and through Bronson. The Kitchie-Zebin Beacon Parkway also seeing some slowdowns this hour.
Well, the Ottawa Mission says that it is dealing with unprecedented need in the community in its annual impact report. The annual report has found Ottawa residents continue to grapple with the lack of affordable housing, as well as record food insecurity, as well as hunger. But there is some good news as well when it comes to providing more assistance for asylum seekers. Joining me now is Peter Tilley. He is the CEO of the Ottawa Mission, and very good timing to have you on this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning, Will.
So overall, what does this report tell us about the level of homelessness within the city? Because obviously declaring the state of emergency years back, and then here we are with these record-setting numbers.
Yeah, here we are 5 years since the city declared a state of emergency with the condition of homelessness in the city of Ottawa, and things are more challenging than they've ever been. Despite the efforts of the municipal government, the city government, we find that some of the other levels of government, our federal and provincial partners, haven't quite come to the table as much as we need them to come to the table for the big initiatives. So the mission is facing record numbers of people staying at the Ottawa Mission. That not only have we been at full capacity since the pandemic broke, putting mats down every night on the chapel room floor, this month alone we've averaged 16 people sleeping in the waiting area on chairs, curled up on the floor. It's not an answer, especially with the cold Canadian winter coming around the corner.
And I have to ask you, Peter, before we move on to actually what's some good news coming from the report, why do you feel like these numbers have just continued to jump up? Was it the pandemic? Is it something else going on? Because year over year, we're seeing these really terrifying numbers in our community.
I think part of it, Will, that people don't address is the number of people who gravitate to the big cities. And we're seeing it right across Canada, from the smaller communities, when you suddenly, in a challenging situation and you leave home, or you've just been displaced, maybe you couldn't pay the rent, maybe you're suffering from addiction or mental health issues. Quite often people gravitate to the big city, but also the numbers of people, I think, who are suffering and can't make ends meet. It's just we're looking at inflationary costs out of control, rent that are out of control. We see so many people who are unhoused, who really are ready to be housed and could be housed if they could just afford to be housed and afford to buy the groceries to live in that house. It's very challenging times we're in right now.
Multiple factors contributing to those record high numbers. But there was some good news coming out of the report as well. And we always love to shine a light on the positivity, because of course it's really easy to focus on the negativity with those numbers, but there's some goodness in the report as well.
So the idea of our annual impact report, scripted and put together for many late nights by our Director of Comms, Aileen Leo, highlights to our donors, here's the impacts you're getting for your investment in the Ottawa Mission, and things like we placed 270 people into housing. People don't realize we have a very vibrant, active housing department that moved people out of the shelter system. We fed 1.2 million people. We had 1.2 million meals with the food truck program and in-house with the shelter meals last year alone. Unprecedented numbers. And then you see the 107 people we assisted through our addiction and trauma services, the 65 people we assisted with in-house mental health supports, all these efforts to move people out of the shelter system and place them into housing.
Yeah, well, Peter, we really appreciate you coming on the show this morning and giving us a little bit more of a debrief on that annual report. And hopefully we can have the community come together and take those record numbers and have some positivity on the way.
That'd be a dream come true, yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter Tilley, CEO of the Ottawa Mission, joining us this morning. Well, coming up a little bit later on in our show, the Ottawa Rapid, guess what? The FC will appear in the Northern Super League's first playoffs. We chat with them about their inaugural season success coming up next after that big win. They are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. And you know what? They're sitting nice and cozy in those nice blue chairs. We're going to take a peek through our Centennial Glass sky cam and the sunshine poking out. Melissa promising some sunshine this afternoon with above seasonal temperatures and no rainfall yet. But it is on the way this week. Full details coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa Police will soon have body cameras in what the Ottawa Police Chief calls a step towards greater transparency. The Ottawa Mission says it is still stretched beyond its capacity 5 years after the City of Ottawa declared a housing emergency. And crews say they are making progress fighting a forest fire burning south of the city. In your forecast this morning, we're seeing a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. So overall, a beautiful day ahead, a little bit cloudy to start things off, seeing some fog out there as well. Sunshine into your afternoon. Temperatures today will feel closer to 28, 29. So we do have quite a hot day on the way. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and still nothing major to report on your roads. We're just seeing some volume building. If you are heading eastbound on the 417 between Richmond and Pinecrest, it is a little heavy this hour. The good news is we are still collision free. Rosie.
The Ottawa Rapid FC, they have clinched a playoff spot and they are on their way to the playoffs.
And finds the corner. The Vancouver native puts the Ottawa Rapid up 1-0.
This is so cool. The team will begin its first ever playoff season after its, inaugural regular season play. And they've got one more game in the regular season this weekend in Toronto. And I got to present to you Melissa Dejanay and Ellen Gibson, two players with the Ottawa Rapid FC. Congratulations to you all both. Here you are. This is the inaugural season with the NSL, and the team has made it into the playoffs. Got one more regular season game against Toronto. So I'm looking up the stats here. Toronto's first in the league. You guys are second, but you know, for all intents and purposes, your stats are really close. Yeah, they won a few more games, but really, what do you need to do here to be effective and to win, to come out with the W when you're playing Toronto?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sticking to our regular game plan, doing what we do best. Toronto is definitely a beautiful team, and you know, we have it in us. We are, you know, our plan is to have Ontario blue. So
yes,
yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about to go do on Friday.
Okay, so when you step between the goalposts, you're the goalkeeper.
I am.
I automatically feel like the pressure is always on you, of course, when the ball comes into your purview, your field of vision here. How do you handle that that kind of pressure, especially now that you're going to be moving into the playoffs?
I mean, you said it right. There's definitely pressure, and I think goalkeeping is probably one of the toughest positions. I'm a little biased, so that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, staying calm, composed, sticking to the basics, helping my team out. Sometimes they make it easy for me to not have to worry too much because the ball doesn't always come my way. So, yeah.
Okay, Ellen, you're from Sweden.
Yes.
I think that this is so awesome. We have a professional women's soccer league. This is a premier league here in North America, in Canada. What's it like for you? I know that the season now is well underway. We're in postseason now. What was it like for you to go travel from Sweden and go, Mom, Dad, I'm playing professional soccer here in Canada?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity for me, and I'm very happy to be here in Ottawa. Exciting to be playing for Ottawa Rapid for the first season ever and make history with the team. So it's been an exciting season, but we still have 3 games left and then playoffs.
And then playoffs, which is really exciting here. As a midfielder, what do we have to look for the team? How do we know the team is gelling and here you are moving into the playoffs? What do you have to watch out for?
I think as a midfielder, I want to contribute with my defensive actions to bring out the best qualities from my teammates and just be consistent in that.
I'm thinking about the team as a whole. How would you describe the energy of the team?
High energy. We have a lot of good players. Different ages, come from different backgrounds. But we all contribute with our qualities to become something bigger than only one person can achieve themselves.
Melissa, Ellen, the Ottawa Rapid FC headed to the playoffs. You've got regular season play, a couple more games here, but in Toronto. But we have to wish you all the best. This is fantastic. The first season ever, and the Ottawa Rapid FC make it into the playoffs. How about that? Thank you so much, and all the best to you guys.
Thank you.
Melissa.
Many of our viewers probably have fond memories of playing with a cherished doll from their childhood. Surprisingly, many of these same dolls are collectibles. Today, and will be on display for purchase at the Ottawa Dolls and Miniatures Show this Sunday. We have collectors Linda Holmes and Lucia McLennan here to let us know more about this wonderful show happening this weekend. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Melissa.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm seeing all these dolls, and it's kind of bringing me back to my childhood looking at some of them. Can you tell us about the show happening?
The show is going to be this Sunday from 10 till 3 at the Nepean Sportsplex. And it's an annual show. It's always on the last Sunday of September.
Okay, so what will people find when they arrive at the show?
So coming on in, you'll see a variety of tables with lots of different types of dolls, collectibles, teddy bears, all things that probably mean a lot to collectors and to people's memories.
I love that. Can you walk us through some of the different things we're seeing here on the table on display? Because some really, unique pieces as well. Tell me about this collection.
Okay, well, this is the antique doll. So we'll have a lot of antique doll vendors.
Beautiful.
Those antiques are 100 years old or more.
Wow.
And a lot of them are really beautiful and very collectible. And some of them have come down from grandmothers and great-grandmothers.
Wow.
So and this is a beautiful christening gown that
actually probably is over 100 years old.
Beautiful. Such
Right, it was all
pristine
made by
condition as
hand.
well.
Yeah, so there'll be lots of that there.
Okay, this is kind of remind me of my porcelain doll collection. I had a porcelain doll when I grew up, and I loved it so much. Can you tell me about what we're seeing over here?
This is kind of a mid-century. These would be dolls from the 40s and 50s, what we call vintage dolls.
Vintage.
Yes, so a lot of the really popular ones that people would remember, Madame Alexander is a big maker of dolls. Vogue Ginny dolls and the Patsy dolls were very big in the 30s and 40s. They're made differently, right? We started off with the leather and the bisque, and then we get into the composition dolls. Then we get into the more modern dolls, which are more vinyl and hard plastic.
And one I will forever remember because I was one of the lucky recipients of a Cabbage Patch doll for Christmas one year. This is a collector's item now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness, I think my mom still has some somewhere in her basement.
If you remember, women were literally fighting each other at the Walmarts and the Kmarts and all of
It was like the item that
it
kids
was
hated.
insane.
Okay, so tell me about this other beautiful collection. I was saying this looks more
So
like...
this is, oh, I'm sorry.
So I was going to say start with that one, yeah.
This
with
one?
the American Girl dolls. You know
American Girl? This is American Girl dolls, and you've probably seen them in different ethnic cultures with different kinds of outfits. They too are very, very collectible, and they're very beautifully made.
Absolutely.
So this is something that you probably see a lot at the doll show.
Yeah.
Moving on to here, you'll have more modern dolls.
Very chic.
So you've got Barbie here. This is a reproduction of the original. I don't have the original because they go for $8,000 or $10,000.
Oh my goodness.
In good shape. These are silkstone dolls, so it's not just a vinyl, it's a vinyl mixed with a porcelain.
Beautiful.
And that's why they look so majestic like this.
Okay.
Back here we've got Integrity Toys dolls, Fashion Royalty. It's a newer company. So Barbie's been around for 61 years, Mattel has been around for 80 years. Fashion Royalty, this is their 30th year anniversary, and they have different lines. This is their Poppy Parker line, Fashion Royalty, and New Face.
Amazing.
And these are very high fashion, applied lashes. In many cases, the faces are hand painted.
Wonderful.
And they usually don't make more than 1,500 of each doll.
Incredible. Okay, and everything is happening this Sunday at the Nepean Sportsplex, so you can go check it out if you want to go get a little bit nostalgia and look at some doll collectibles. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
I just want to say it's free parking.
Yes.
There's a canteen to eat. Children are welcome and free, and adults are $5.
Amazing.
And all the money's donated to the food bank.
The Ottawa Food Bank.
So it's a very worthy cause. So far we've given $20,000. So do come and join us.
Amazing.
Look around. You don't have to be a collector.
Yes.
But come on down and see us.
Perfect. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Will.
Well, coming up next, we are paging Dr. Paul to talk about Tylenol. The U.S. administration has made claims about potential side effects that some doctors are refuting. Dr. Paul gives us his take coming up next, taking a peek through our Skycam on George Street. Sunshine poking out to say hello. It's 7:26 on your hump day. We'll be right back.
Pure Country 94, Ottawa's country music station. Pure access to the biggest stars and the hottest songs. After all the bars are closed. Download the free iHeartRadio app to listen to Pure Country everywhere.
Good morning, I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
It's great to have you on the show with us, joining us, keeping us company. We're really glad. Here we are, headlong into the end of September. I don't know where the time has gone.
It's absolutely wild. Summer always seems to fly by, fall flies by, and then winter lingers.
Yeah.
That was a perfect representation. I was really listening. That's exactly how it's played out. But we still have some summer-like temperatures, which you're keeping on for us, which we will find out a little bit later on. Some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras. This is a way to increase accountability that many have been calling on for more than a decade. So starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing those body cameras. In a report for the Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says that this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are in favor of wearing the cameras, but there are concerns about expanding the program because of the cost. Just 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000, and that's for a 39-month term, which is just a little over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of the many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's inquest into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. This was a high-profile case that sparked much debate over the last occurring happenings. The jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to obtain body cameras.
5 years after Ottawa declared homelessness an emergency, the Ottawa Mission continues to cope with unprecedented need. The mission is stretched beyond capacity, saying all of its emergency shelter beds were full this past year. The organization released its annual impact report yesterday, saying clients slept on mats and on chairs.
We're 5 years beyond the City of Ottawa declaring a state of emergency for homelessness in our City of Ottawa. And 5 years later, things are more challenging than they've ever been.
This past year, the mission provided emergency shelter to more than 1,200 people, along with job training, meals, and other services. Crews say they are making progress fighting a forest fire burning south of Ottawa.
We'll continue firefighting with boots on the ground, fire crews going in, cooling down the hot spots, digging up spots where they find there's a lot of heat and applying water there.
The fire is not yet under control, but officials say a combination of rain and firefighting efforts are helping keep the fire at about 40 hectares. No one has been hurt and no structures have been damaged. The township of North Dundas has declared a state of emergency to better direct resources toward fighting the fire.
Drivers owe the City of Ottawa millions of dollars in outstanding fines for parking, red light cameras, and photo radar violations. Around $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding. The city is also still owed $15.8 million in unpaid photo radar tickets dating back to 2020 and $8.1 million in unpaid red light camera tickets. That is close to $92 million in outstanding fines.
Well, this week is a big anniversary in our solar system.
It's been 179 years since a German astronomer discovered Neptune. So here are some fun facts about the planet.
Oh, I always like these. It's nearly 4 times the size of Earth. NASA says if Earth were the size of a dime, Neptune would be the size of a baseball. Neptune orbits the sun once every 165 years. And it's the windiest planet in the solar system, with winds reaching speeds of 1,200 kilometers an hour.
I didn't know all of that.
So cool.
Commit that to memory. Fascinating stuff.
Absolutely.
Neptune, very, very windy, 1,200 kilometers per hour. Are we looking at wind like that here?
No, thankfully not.
Thankfully.
Light winds for today, so it's not going to be an overly windy day in the forecast for us today. We're just still dealing with that fog. You can see kind of this gray on our screen. That is the foggy conditions that we're dealing with this morning. That should dissipate within the next few hours, and we will actually get to see some sunshine into your afternoon. Enjoy it, because overnight tonight into tomorrow, very different day. It's looking extremely soggy in the forecast for us. We are expecting rain overnight tonight, risk of thunderstorms overnight, which continues into your day on Thursday. A lot of rain on the way, 10 up to 20 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us tomorrow on Thursday. And then we could see some lingering showers as we head into Friday as well. So we do have soggy conditions on the way as we head into your overnight tonight, into your day tomorrow. Temperatures still above seasonal into your afternoon. 24 is your daytime high today. We'll feel closer to 28, 29 with that humidex as we factor in a very hot and sticky day for us here in the city. 25 in Gatineau, and temperatures very similar throughout the region. Recess today, Not too bad. This morning, it's still a little foggy out there, a little bit cloudy to start things off, but temperatures warming up pretty quick, sitting at 20 degrees by 11 a.m. Then we'll reach our daytime high later on this afternoon, which is 24, feeling closer to 28, 29 with that humidex. Hot and sticky conditions continue over the next few days as well. Tomorrow's the only day that will be average temperatures for this time of the year. 18 is your daytime high. Then as we head into Friday and in through your weekend, forecast temperatures climbing back into the 20s. The weekend, nice and sunny. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. Eastbound 417, seeing volume between the 416 split and through Bronson. Heading west on the Queensway, we are seeing build-up at Hunt Club until Parkdale. The 174 congestion beginning at 10th line until the 417.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
We are paging Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul joins us this morning to discuss the controversy surrounding the alleged link between Tylenol and autism. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul. This is perfect timing to have you in here this morning.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the controversy that Donald Trump made with the U.S. administration. What is the controversy with the link between acetaminophen and Tylenol and autism within pregnant women?
Okay. Well, first of all, there's no link. That's what I want to tell people. There's no link between acetaminophen, Tylenol products taken during pregnancy and autism in babies. So that's number one. The controversy, I'd call it rather a misinformation, is based on some studies that suggested sort of association between the two. New studies have shown, a new recent one on 2.5 million kids over 10 years of life, showed there's no correlation between Tylenol during pregnancy and autism, and we know that. The other thing that I think people should know is that autism has many causes, right? And the president and others saying, well, you know, we've got an epidemic of autism. It's not really that autism cases are increasing. We're diagnosing them more. We've widened the diagnosis, so it's a wider spectrum. So we're getting more cases. Now, that's not to say that autism is unimportant. Of course it's important, but there are multiple causes, and so we don't think that there's a link. So I think people out there who are asking the question, should I be taking Tylenol, or can I take Tylenol during pregnancy? The answer is yes, you can. However, I say a caveat as well. We tell all pregnant mothers, okay, that anytime they're pregnant, obviously, that they should limit medications, obviously, as much as possible. There are certain lists of medications they can take. One of them is Tylenol or acetaminophen, if needed, and following the prescription. So talk to your doctor and take it for a couple of days, and that's it. So doing that, millions of women have done that, and there's no consequences. So the bottom line is that I don't think you should be hesitant to do that. In fact, having fever and having other pain and those type of things during pregnancy, and you don't treat that, may actually lead more damage to the baby. It may cause premature birth, for example, if you have fever, or infection to the baby. So there are many reasons that we could take Tylenol. The other problem is that now that this message, which I believe is wrong, that's come out, mothers will say, well, I'm not going to take Tylenol. If I can't take Tylenol, I'll take something else. They may take something else that's more dangerous. The alternatives like Advil and the other things are not recommended during pregnancy, but we're fearing that they might just go to this because they've heard that. So it's misinformation. It's not really supported by any organization. Society of Obstetricians, Pediatric, everybody is saying that. European Union, everybody's saying that it is safe to take during pregnancy. Having said that, obviously we want to limit any medication you take during pregnancy, but if you need to take Tylenol, I don't think you should be afraid to do so.
Well, we really appreciate your time this morning, Dr. Paul, clearing this up, because there's been a lot of confusion amongst many, even just not pregnant women, but in general, to take Tylenol or not. So we really appreciate your time this morning giving us some clarification.
Thank you.
Well, it's getting crisp outside, and that means layering up. Sweater weather, baby. We show you 3 ways that you can layer, but of course, still look fashionable. Our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Can't wait for that one. Taking a peek through our Centennial Glass Skycam, and the sunshine is poking out. Above seasonal temperatures continue. Rainfall tomorrow, but not today. Mainly sunny skies as we cruise through our Wednesday morning. It is currently 7:40. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Kelly Gawargi of Trove Fashion is a consignment boutique nestled in one of Ottawa's trendiest neighborhoods. And today, Kelly joins us to talk about the heart of fall layering. And we are so glad that you are here. You brought some bottles. This is such a favorite time of year for me in terms of fashion.
Girl,
when, right?
Yes.
You can layer. There's lots of colors. We got to get into it in a minute here, but let's talk about Trove Fashion.
So Trove Fashion is a consignment boutique in the heart of Hintonburg. We are very carefully curated. Our focus is more on quality, timeless pieces than chasing the trends, I would say.
Okay.
That being said, we carry a wide range of price points, anything from luxury designer labels down to like the more affordable pieces like Zara, for example, those kind of things.
Okay, I got it. You got it full range there. Why don't we bring in the first model and then we'll talk about layering as the model comes through. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right.
So,
look at that.
Like you said, fall is my absolute favorite season for many reasons, but fashion being the number one because layering is just the best and easiest way to make an outfit look so polished and put together. The key point for me when you're layering outfits is to do the best job you can in mixing different textures and fabrics. And I think that Kira's done such a good job here with the soft dress. We layered like a soft knit over it, 2 soft knits over it, and then I think like the rugged denim mixed with the more rugged leather pieces really just kind of pulls it all together. And it also achieves the ability to strip pieces because, you know, it's freezing in the morning and then warmer during the day. So like it's almost like 5 outfits in one. Like as she takes pieces off, it still works very well.
All these items are coming
these
from
are
Trove?
All from Trove.
Come
so like
on.
again, hitting all the price points. These are like a more luxurious leather Prada boot. This is, I believe, like a Frank and Oak denim and a Aritzia dress. So like, and a Roots leather bag.
High-low.
Mixing it all.
You
like
got
very,
Prada, Aritzia.
Yeah. Very true to like my own closet. It's not all
I love this,
luxury.
and I do love that denim jacket. It's so
Girl,
nice.
I have one and I wear it like this time of year, nonstop.
Want that? Okay, thank you so much. We got another layered look for us here. Oh, look at this. Talk about layered.
So Marlo went a lot edgier, and I love that because it's not as easy to pull off, but I think she's done such a good job. Well, how I feel she's nailed this is mixing such unexpected combinations, and they just work so well. Like having like a cargo pant mixed with a high heel, unexpected, but pulling it together looks so good.
Beautifully,
The soft knit, again, wouldn't really expect to see that with like a Sherpa-lined denim piece, but you put it together and it just works so well. She's got boho, rugged, and then the super feminine curls on top of it. I feel like just Marlo's like my fashion queen.
This is absolutely darling. And then we've got one more layered look to talk about, and that's you.
That's me. Yeah, so similar thing. So again, everything I'm wearing is from Trove. Well, my entire closet's from Trove. This skirt is from Cezanne. One of my favorite, if you're not familiar, it's out of Paris. It's one of my absolute favorite brands. We get a lot of their pieces. So a more expensive piece. This is a more expensive knit mixed with like a very base cardigan. And then again, like I can just like peel, obviously the jacket's more for like,
in there.
I know. And then the jacket's obviously more for the cooler mornings and evenings, and then I could even strip all the way down just to the base.
Okay, something I'm noticing here, your belt.
Oh,
Can I get a variety of belts?
Oh, we
at
have
Trove?
a ton of belts.
I'm trying to find belts, and now I know where to go. This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
You all look amazing. Talk about layering. You knocked it out
all
of the
the layers.
park. I'm telling you what, if I saw each and every one of you on the street, I'd be like, ooh, you look good. Ooh, you look amazing. Ooh, love the layering. You all, thank you so much, Kelly from Trove Fashion. Models, you all look amazing. Please walk out in that outfit and sport that style in Ottawa, looking great. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Melissa.
They do look fab. And of course, your morning just got a whole lot richer because we are giving you away $20K, and it's time for your daily code word. Imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off some bills, maybe a shopping spree. The possibilities are absolutely endless. And the code word for today is travel. So head over to our contest page, ctvottawa.ca. You can also scan that QR code that just popped up on your screen, enter the daily code word along with all of your information for your chance to win the CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. And make sure you watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck. Well, coming up next, we're checking out more of what makes your neighborhood great, including a visit to Will's old stomping grounds, the home of the Nepean Raiders. Can't wait for that story and so much more. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. As we continue to head into our neighborhoods, I dive into the place that I still believe holds the most special place in my heart in the city and helps shape who I am today. Have a look. As we continue to highlight neighborhoods that are really important to us, this is probably one that really holds the most warmest place in my heart. We're at Walter Baker Arena, and I played for the Nepean Raiders growing up, and still one of my best friends, Jonathan McDonald, and I talk about all the memories that we had on this ice and what it taught us today. You know, you don't just learn about playing hockey. You learn about community, you learn about winning, you learn about losing, about how to get through things and be a part of a community that, to this day, are values that I hold strong with me. And I am very grateful to have Ingrid, the president of the Nepean Minor Hockey Association, join us today because I'm so grateful to have been able to play hockey. You know, my parents putting me through that and be a part of this organization because it really did create so many great memories for me growing up. And that's the goal that you guys have as the organization.
That's fantastic, William. Yeah, we're so excited to kick off our 60th season, our anniversary. We have a lot going on this year. As we share our 60th anniversary, it's really about development, getting as many kids onto the ice. We are seeing the decrease in membership overall in minor hockey. We are short just of 1,800 members. We're down about 40 from last year, but really our intentions and our goal is to promote the game and development this season as part of our 60th anniversary. We're bringing on goalie development every Monday night. Every Monday night, for all levels of hockey, we're going to be having our goalie mentor out there on the ice. We're going to have our interlock program integrated with Bytown, the Canada district. So again, those divisions where you have only maybe one or two teams, we're able to continue to have and provide meaningful hockey for our members, as well as our members across the city. We're really excited about the upcoming season. We have a guest speaker coming up with the Humboldt Broncos about resiliency and adversity. So lots of wonderful things happening.
And that's what I love this community and this organization, because everyone's working together to just provide you with a sport and a knowledge of things that goes so far beyond just playing hockey. And another reason why I love being home, Greg Marion, get over here. So we're celebrating 60 years with the association. Greg, you've been volunteering for over 40 years, and I went to high school with your son. We played hockey together. You have coached my brother and other people. Like, it's just, this is what makes this community so amazing. I haven't seen you in so long. Why do you find it so important to volunteer with the organization?
Well, I think that giving back from what people gave to me when I played hockey. So I played hockey for 10 years in the PN, and I decided once, actually, I was still playing when I started coaching. So I'd be playing juvenile and then go run off and coach my Pee Wee team after that. And then I even got onto the board. I was the youngest member ever on the board. I was still 19. So I was there for 2 years, and I was reffing at the same time. But then when I got married and started having kids, it's just coaching.
Yeah, and you know what, it's so amazing because I still ask my parents every day. I don't know how you took us to hockey practice, soccer practice, lacrosse, all of these things. But you know, the parents lean on each other, you carpool, you do all of those things, and it's so amazing. So thank you for the work that you do. And Ingrid, thank you, because without the Nepean Raiders, I don't know I would have so many of those memories lost. So I'm really grateful for that.
Thank you, William. And as a token and as a Nepean Minor Hockey alumni, we'd love to present you with this hat.
Oh, yeah, baby. You know what? I don't know. I think I'm never going to take this off. Here we go. Oh, it just feels right.
Oh, it looks
Thanks,
great.
guys.
Thanks.
And here are your milestone celebrations for September 24th. We're starting off with a happy 12th birthday to Clarissa. Mom and Dad are so proud, and the kind young lady that you are growing up into. We hope you have a great day at school. We have a teenager alert. This is a happy birthday to Daniel. Love Dad, Mom, Grandma Sue, Grandpa Granny Rose, Pepper, Great Grandma Lorna, and all of your family. Happy birthday to Declan. Lots of love from Mom and Dad and the rest of your family and friends. And of course, if you have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and under. And for those turning 100 years old or more, we also do wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years and more. All you have to do, email us your morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
It's Wednesday, September 24th. The Ottawa Mission says it is still stretched beyond its capacity 5 years after the City of Ottawa declared a housing emergency.
It's been something that the association's been advocating for since 2012. So we are very happy to see that they're finally going the right direction with getting body-worn cameras.
Ottawa Police will soon have body cameras in what the Ottawa Police Chief calls a step towards greater transparency.
Buzz in the Byward Market. We visit the brand new G's B's storefront on Sussex. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, I'm Rosie Edden.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And guess what? After today, the darkness starts because it's the last day that we'll have 12 hours of sunlight until March 17th, 2026.
So that means it's time to get cozy.
Yeah, cozy season.
We're going to do a positive,
right?
like the fall fashion, getting excited for those outfits.
Right,
Sweater weather and
The
beyond.
darkness will start tomorrow.
Well, we will have more details on how dark, how cold, how warm. Who knows? Coming up a little bit later on. Let's get right to our news headlines. Some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras. This is a way to increase accountability that many have been calling on for more than a decade. Starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing those body cameras. In a report for Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says that this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are in favor of wearing cameras, but there are concerns about the expanding program because of the cost. Just these 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000, and that's for a 39-month term, which is just a little over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's inquest into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. It was a high-profile case that sparked much discussion in this category, and the jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to obtain these body cameras.
5 years after Ottawa declared homelessness an emergency, the Ottawa Mission continues to cope with unprecedented need. The mission is stretched beyond capacity, saying all of its emergency shelter beds were full this past year. The organization released its annual impact report yesterday, saying clients slept on mats and on chairs.
We're 5 years beyond the City of Ottawa declaring a state of emergency for homelessness in our City of Ottawa, and 5 years later, things are more challenging than they've ever been.
This past year, the mission provided emergency shelter to more than 1,200 people, along with job training, meals, and other services. Peter Tilley, the CEO of the Ottawa Mission, joined us earlier today and spoke on those issues.
Just one day after a water main break caused havoc in Canada, another water main break is creating a stir in the opposite end of the city. One in Orleans is disrupting traffic on one of the busiest roads in the city. And while the disruption wasn't nearly as severe as the one in Canada, it highlights the difficulty of staying on top of aging infrastructure across this massive city. In this case, water was sent gushing into the westbound lanes of Innes Road, closing that stretch for much of the day. That was forcing a local business to turn away several customers.
Most of our customers, unfortunately, we had to rebook for another day. Some canceled, but it is what it is.
What we have here in the old city of Gloucester is steel piping. The city of Ottawa experiences a 40-degree on some years swing in temperature, and so that's a lot of movement on steel. The city of Ottawa now uses PVC piping, which is a heck of a lot more flexible.
So turning to that first water main break, as of right now, water pressure in Canada has been restored, but residents in a handful of buildings have been asked to boil their water as a precaution.
Well, crews had an Oktoberfest-sized cleanup in Rhode Island this week.
A tractor trailer spilled cases of beer, hit a bridge in support of Pawtucket ahead of the morning commute.
No! Eyewitnesses said there was a beer spilled all over the highway, and presumably there were many frustrated beer drinkers in the region. No.
What a loss.
What do you do? Nah.
Oh.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Oh, man.
All of us do. Just as soon as you no!
Well, good news for us. If you like a beer, it's a great day to do it on a patio today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hey, there we
like
go.
That.
Turn it positive.
Yeah, still very much patio weather for us here in this city, especially with these warmer conditions and sunshine today. Sitting at 15 now, we're seeing that sunshine out there to start off your day. 17 in Kingston, 16 in Trenton, 15 currently out in Montreal. So we did see some fog earlier this morning. Most of it has dissipated, but some of the lower lying areas, you could still see these little foggy patches. In our skies today, we will see sunshine, so you could see this low pressure system. It will stay away from us for the day ahead. We will see that sunshine, and it will make way for us later on tonight. So overnight tonight is when we're expecting some soggy conditions. We could see thunderstorms overnight. Tomorrow, a lot of rain, heavy at times, 10 upwards of 20 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us for Thursday. It will kind of then linger into Friday morning, but then clear up late in the morning on Friday, and then we'll get to see a couple days of sunshine in the forecast. 24 for us here in the city today, but with that humidex, we'll feel closer to 28, 29, so we do have a nice hot sunny day on the way. 23 in Bancroft, Trenton, Pembroke. You could see a few scattered showers today, so areas out in the valley and then to the south of us, you could see some scattered showers into your afternoon, but for us here in Ottawa, it will stay nice and clear, same with over in Gatineau. And over the next few days, temperatures will really stay very warm with the exception of tomorrow. It's the only day that we'll see average conditions for this time of the year. Could see those thunderstorms again, 10 upwards of 20 millimeters of rain, 18 is the high. The summer-like weather will continue as we head into Friday and through the weekend. Another beautiful weekend ahead. 23 is the daytime high on Saturday under a mix of sun and cloud. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time-saver traffic. Eastbound 417 seeing volume between Moody and Bronson. We're heading west. We're experiencing some buildup at Hunt Club. Intel Parkdale in the 174. We are seeing congestion between 10th Line Road all the way to the 417 and the Kitchie-Zibi Beacon Parkway. Seeing slowdowns. Carling as well is moving a little bit pretty well this morning. The Champlain Bridge moving slowly coming into the city from Gatineau. All other bridges are flowing well this hour. Rosie.
Coming up next, we are checking out what's new and trending in kitchen design. Our friends from Delorier are here in Your Morning Ottawa. Delorier Kitchen, they're getting ready for that segment coming up after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Hey, it's Wednesday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Well, if you are thinking of doing some renovations to your kitchen, look no further. Our friends from Delore Custom Cabinets are here. Please welcome Stephanie Dowd to the show. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Something I think that many of us, strive for is that perfect kitchen because it's such a focal point of every single home that you own.
Of course.
It's really important to get it right and get something that you love.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so you brought some great trends that we're kind of seeing here right now when it comes to kitchens. Can you tell us what the first trend is?
Of course. So this one here is more of a mid-century modern transitional style.
Okay.
So we have the thin shaker rail door in a white oak. This is a very, very popular door.
Okay.
It's stained in a rich brown tone. Pairs really, really nicely with an off-white here paint color. We have the champagne bronze handle and then this Matterhorn countertop from Handstone Canada, which has a really nice natural feel to it.
Gorgeous. So this is kind of the newest area of design where people are going towards.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Kind of like that wood look.
Yes, so oak is definitely making a comeback.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of that. Yeah.
I love that. And the darker tones of brown as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this beautiful selection as well.
So this one here is more of a classic look. When I look at this, I see cottage house by the lake.
Right, yes, absolutely.
Nice soft sage green tone. We have the cup handle here in a brush nickel. Classic Calicut extra countertop by Handstone
Looks very
Canada.
similar to what we
It is. It's very similar, yes. And then this is a natural walnut. I just like to add some wood tone sometimes just to soften the look a little bit.
Would this be a backsplash that you would use? Or
No,
what
we
would
could
this
do
be
floating
used?
shelves. We could do
Floating
the island.
shelves?
We can do a hood fan.
Wild.
Yeah.
So it's just basically incorporating a little bit of natural wood with this as well. Gorgeous. The nice thing is you put the color combinations together so beautifully.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's hard for us to imagine it, but that's where you guys come in because you're able to take our visions and turn it into life.
Yeah. We love to walk our clients through the showroom, show them all the possibilities for their
because sometimes you think you like one style and then you gravitate towards another
that
style.
happens all the time. Yeah.
I bet. Okay, let's talk about this. This must be the modern look.
This is the modern look. So nice straight line. Everything is clean. So we have our urban door here stained in a black brown color, which is called Midnight. This is new. We do the integrated handles. Those are really integrated into the door, so it gives you the no handle look for your cabinets. Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, if you want to soften the look, brighten it up, we can pair it with a natural white oak color here.
Beautiful.
Which again could be a hood fan, could be some accents.
Oh, wild.
And I love this. I love this countertop.
Is nice.
Yeah, it's a concrete finish. Yeah.
And it's kind of like a matte finish almost as well, which is really nice. We have some before and after photos that we're going to get to as well, so we can tell you how visions can go from before to after. So tell us about this kitchen.
So this kitchen here, my client was looking at basically keeping the same footprint as far as appliance goes. But she wanted to brighten up the space because you can see the back. Updated. So this is exactly what we did. So we used some bright white upper cabinets.
Beautiful.
Brought the uppers all the way to the ceiling.
Is this the after?
This is the after, yes.
Wow, it looks like a completely new space.
Yeah, so softer wood tones for the lowers. Everything is stained birch in the color Nordique, which is very, very nice and natural. We just made everything more functional. Yeah.
It looks a lot larger, like it looks like a completely different kitchen almost.
It does, yeah. And she wanted some glam, so we used some golden accents in the handles, the lighting, and the accent countertop.
Wow, I am just blown away with how beautiful that is, and really updated the full kitchen. Absolutely. Stunning.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
great. So you just basically heard what she said and then turned that vision into life.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's really easy to do. If people have questions and they think that they want a certain style, they can come to you and you can kind of help them.
And
transition their home.
We want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like renos are stressful. We just want to make everything fun. Yeah. Especially the selection process.
Amazing.
This is exciting.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm sure this is just a small sample of all the selections that you can actually find.
We do have a lot more.
You can't bring them all in store for us.
I cannot, no.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what's the best way for people to reach you?
So they can check out our website. We have a lot of kitchens on showcases on the website, or they can give us a call or visit us at our showroom on 1050 Baxter, right near IKEA.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for joining us today, Stephanie, and giving us some great ideas. I have to finish my kitchen. I haven't even fully done my kitchen, so now you're giving me some great ideas.
Well, give us a call.
Yes.
We'll be more than happy to help.
We may have to, because I don't like doing renos, like you mentioned. And of course, maybe you could reno your kitchen with $20,000. How does that sound? Because it is time for your daily code word, as we are giving away $20K. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, like we mentioned, a new kitchen, perhaps paying paying off some bills. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and today's code word is travel. So all you have to do, head to our contest page, ctvottawa.ca, or scan that QR code you see on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win $20,000. And make sure you're watching us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck. Here's a live look for our sky cam this morning. Starting to see that sun appear. It's going to be hot and sticky. 24 today, feeling closer to 28 with the humidity.
Welcome back, everybody. We're on location. New Norm is a new Ottawa-based Minimalist shoe company founded by Mick and Meryl Baker. After spending the past 8 years helping people with foot health through their business, Spacer Mobility, they decided to take the next step, and Mick joins me today. Good morning to you, my friend.
Hey, Will. Pleasure to be here, mate.
This is so awesome because you and your wife started this company together, and I would love people to know a little bit more about it because it is a really cool trend that has a lot of benefit.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, we were in the foot health industry for the last 8 years, and then we found a lot of customers were asking us, what shoe should I wear? Like, now my feet are getting healthy, I don't really know what shoe options are out there, and the ones that were available were a little bit goofy looking, like overly wide frontages and like 10-pin bowling kind of shoes. So we wanted to develop something that was minimal and barefoot, but still stylish. And so we came up with New Norm.
And it's so cool too because I actually did wear barefoot shoes exclusively for a couple of years. So I can talk about some of my benefits, but you're the pro. And people come in and they're going like, why would I switch to barefoot shoes? What are some of those benefits that you could explain to people?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things of a barefoot shoe is it has a nice wide toe area. So your toes can actually wiggle around, as opposed to, say, a nice business shoe is going to cramp your toes up. It's also very flexible, so the foot can move freely. And it's zero drop, which means it's flat on the ground. There's no elevation in the heel. So you're not going to get, like a high heel is going to push your feet up. And most runners also, you end up getting a tight calf muscle from having that elevated heel. So this is flat on the ground. Your foot's basically functioning the way it should.
Yeah, grounding to the earth as it should be.
Absolutely.
And this is such a cool setup. Can you talk about how the impact of this is really great for a local business owner like yourself? Because you have the foot traffic, no pun intended, coming towards your business
For sure.
and for a limited time. But this is an awesome setup.
Yeah, Meryl and I are so grateful for Stacked. This is our first pop-up, and being a small business, an Ottawa-based business, it's been tremendous. So we've had everyone from a 90-year-old to a 20-year-old trying on our shoes, from CrossFitters to mums going to work, and just to see their reaction for the first time when they put on the shoe and they're like, wow, I can feel my feet touch the ground again. It's been, totally amazing for us. We're very grateful to Stacked and Ottawa.
It's so great too. The first time you try it on, I always say, to go for a walk first before you run, because you feel the muscles and how much they're working. And you even got a run club over here designed for Ottawa. Hey, Run Club, how we doing? So it just shows already the impact in the community. And Mick, you've actually got a pair of shoes here that I want to try on because I haven't tried on these bad boys yet. But speaking from experience, obviously you haven't always worn these type of shoes. Can you talk about before and then the benefit that you've experienced yourself as an athlete now transitioning towards these?
Sure, yeah. I used to play a lot of basketball and I would always roll my ankle. And then I found that I was wearing a really high elevated shoe. So when I switched to a low, more grounded shoe, I stopped rolling my ankle, and I found like my ankle felt stronger and all of my ligaments and that would feel a lot more durable. So I haven't, touch wood, I haven't had a foot injury or any kind of leg injury for the last 8 years.
Oh, it's so amazing. And Mick, I know it's only a limited time that you are here, but if people are looking to come visit you, talk with you about the benefits of these barefoot shoes and maybe pick up a pair, where would they find you and for how long?
You can find us here in Barefoot Market until October 4th. So come say hi, try on some shoes, have a chat. We would love to chat more about foot health.
Oh, yeah.
And
you know what?
Those socks are on point. I love it.
I knew that we were doing this today, so I had to have my fancy socks for you. Mick, congratulations on the local businessman. This is such a wonderful thing. And you know what? I got to try these bad boys out. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Will. Pleasure.
Rosie.
Jimmy Kimmel returned to his late night show last night. He kicked off his opening monologue with a message clarifying the comments that got his show suspended for nearly a week. Why don't we check in right now with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning. I'm sure a lot of people, when they wake up this morning, want to know what Jimmy Kimmel said. If they stayed up to watch it, they're probably not watching us. They won't be up until about noon. I guess they called it a late show for a reason, but he started out, he was very emotional, saying that he never met to make fun of the death of a young man. And he had to really try hard to fight back tears. And then he explained what the joke was really about. He said he was accused of pointing the fingers at MAGA. And he said he was trying to make the exact opposite point, that nobody knows what the motivations of the young man were, especially at that time when he did the monologue. And I can understand that. It sort of tracks if you go back and listen to what he said. He was saying people who are MAGA supporters are pointing fingers at everyone but themselves because they don't want it to be about them, is I guess what he was saying. Anyway, it was awkward and it needed clarification. I think that could have been done the next night instead of taking him off the air for a few days like they did. But I think that was the more complicated part. That's where politics came in. And if you're still doubting whether or not the president of the United States actually intervened or strong-armed Disney or ABC in some way, look at what Donald Trump said yesterday. Now he's saying, okay, you know what? Well, we're still coming after you, because now he sees shows that criticize him as massive campaign contributions for the other side, and that, he says, is illegal. So I think when you have the leader of your country trying to find ways to make free speech illegal, then you're trying to stop free speech. And Rosie, I was thinking this morning about the number of times on television and on radio and in promos for our show that were recorded on TV that we poked fun at Jim Watson when he was the mayor, about the LRT and about other things that were happening in the city. And never once did I hear, to my knowledge, that he went to management to complain. Every time I'd see him on the streets or at festivals or whatever, or in the studio, he was always gracious about it. We got to disagree on politics without it becoming personal. And that's been my experience for most of my career. When I run into people that I've been attacking on the air, they're usually pretty good about it. But you know what? If they took a cheap shot back and made fun of me in front of my wife and family or whatever, I smiled and took the heat as well, because it goes with the job. To have a leader be so thin-skinned, I think is a very dangerous thing.
Bill, it's always great to hear from you. You have a great show.
You too.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFR8 weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Happy Hump Day. I'm Rosie Edda.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, it's going to get a lot darker starting tomorrow because it's our last day of 12 hours of sunlight. We get 12 hours, 3 minutes, and 8 seconds, to be exact, of sunlight today.
I will be counting those 8 seconds that you mentioned as well. Thank you for that, Melissa. Now to today's top stories. Some officers will soon be equipped with body-worn cameras. It's a way to increase accountability that many have been calling for more than a decade. Starting in November, 30 officers who respond to mental health and crisis intervention calls will begin wearing body cameras. In a report for the Ottawa Police Service Board, Chief Eric Stubbs says this project is part of the service's ongoing commitment to transparency, accountability, and community trust. The move is something the Ottawa Police Association is in favor of, with President Matthew Cox saying officers are in favor of wearing cameras, but there are concerns about expanding the program because of the cost. Just 30 cameras come with a price tag of nearly $600,000. And that's for a 39-month term, or a little over 3 years.
I just think that it's important that we get this pilot underway. I know that, like everything, it always comes down to budget restraints, and I'm hopeful that this won't be something that's slashed off if there's a deficiency.
Body-worn cameras were one of many jury recommendations that came out of the coroner's inquest into the death of Abdi Rahman Abdi. He died in 2016 after an altercation with police during a violent arrest. It was a high-profile case that sparked much discussion, and the jury recommendations are said to be aimed at preventing similar deaths. The Ottawa Police Service is one of the last major cities in the province to get body cameras. 5 years after Ottawa declared homelessness an emergency, the Ottawa Mission continues to cope with unprecedented need. The mission is stretched beyond capacity, saying all of its emergency shelter beds were full this past year. The organization released its annual impact report yesterday, saying clients slept on mats and on chairs.
We're 5 years beyond the City of Ottawa declaring a state of emergency for homelessness in our City of Ottawa, and 5 years later, things are more challenging than they've ever been.
This past year, the mission provided emergency shelter for more than 1,200 people, along with job training, meals, and services. Just one day after a water main break wreaked havoc in Canada, another water main break is creating a stir in the opposite end of the city. The one in Orleans is disrupting traffic on one of the busiest roads in the city. And while the disruption wasn't nearly as severe as the one in Canada, it highlights the difficulty of staying on top of aging infrastructure across this city. In this case, water was sent gushing into the westbound lanes of Innes Road, closing that stretch for much of the day and forcing a local business to turn away several customers.
Most of our customers, unfortunately, we had to rebook for another day. Some canceled, but it is what it is.
What we have here in the old city of Gloucester is steel piping. The city of Ottawa experiences a 40-degree on some years swing in temperature, and so that's a lot of movement on steel. The city of Ottawa now uses PVC piping, which is a heck of a lot more flexible.
As of right now, water pressure in Canada has been restored, but residents in a handful of buildings have been asked to boil water as a precaution. Crews say they are making progress fighting a forest fire burning south of Ottawa.
We'll continue firefighting with boots on the ground, fire crews going in, cooling down the hot spots, digging up spots where they find that there's a lot of heat and applying water there.
The fire is not yet under control, but officials say a combination of rain and firefighting efforts are helping keep the fire at about 40 hectares. No one has been hurt and no structures have been damaged. The township of North Dundas has declared a state of emergency to better direct resources toward fighting the fire. Ottawa police are offering a $75,000 reward for information about a fatal stabbing in Metcalfe 1 year ago. On September 23, 2024, Roger Dale Lusk was stabbed in his pickup truck near his home on Ira Morgan Way. He died in hospital nearly 2 weeks later. As part of the investigation, police released surveillance video of the suspect vehicle, a silver four-door car. Police believe the attack was targeted, but no arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Services tip line. Drivers owe the City of Ottawa millions of dollars in outstanding fines for parking, red light cameras, and photo radar violations. Around $68.1 million in parking fines dating back to 2001 remain outstanding. The city is also still owed $15.8 million in unpaid photo radar tickets dating back to 2020 and $8.1 million in unpaid red light camera tickets. That's close to $92 million in outstanding fines.
Well, it is Fat Bear Week.
Okay. Alaska's Katmai National Park is holding its annual contest, allowing nature lovers to vote for their favorite chubby bear.
Aw, this week is a great way to highlight how the animals bulk up for the winter hibernation when they'll lose as much of a third of their body weight.
That's right. They got to eat up, get ready.
Bulking season. I love when they jump up like that and they look so humanized.
It looks like a human in a bear suit when they're up on their hind legs. It's like, no, that's not real. That's somebody in a bear suit. And then you get up too close. And
then you're like, oh, wait, that is a bear indeed. That was not a cuddly person in a bear suit.
Oh, Melissa, the weather, really has been quite nice over the past couple of months and dry and sunny. And yesterday,
spoiled.
I had to remind myself, oh, right, it's cloudy today.
Yeah.
More of the same today, or do we get more sunshine?
We get more sunshine today. We've been absolutely spoiled with our September, and when September comes to an end, it's going to feel more like we just had this lingering summer because it's been absolutely beautiful. Still seeing a few foggy patches in the lower lying areas, but most of it has dissipated. Into our day ahead, sunshine on the way. So yesterday was a lot cloudier. Today we'll see a lot more sunshine. And then tonight, this is what we're expecting. We're expecting heavy rain, risk of thunderstorms overnight into your day tomorrow as well, and we could see a lot of rain on the way. It will kind of even linger into your early morning hours on Friday before it completely clears out. We could see 10 up to 20 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us tomorrow. So very soggy conditions on the way for tomorrow, cooler temperatures for tomorrow as well. So try and get outside and enjoy the summer-like weather today. Conditions will be absolutely stunning. 24 will feel closer to 28, 29 with that humidex in the forecast later on this afternoon. So a very humid day for us. 23 in Trenton. So Trenton, Bancroft in the valley, you could see some scattered showers earlier this afternoon as opposed to waiting to the overnight, as you could see a little bit more rain in the forecast than we will here in the city. 25 for your high in Gatineau for today. So pretty much beautiful across the region, and we will continue to see these warmer temps right through into the weekend forecast, with the exception of tomorrow. Tomorrow is the only cooler day, and it's average, but of course it's going to feel cooler because we haven't really seen average conditions in quite some time. 18 is the high, and again, all that rain tomorrow, risk of thunderstorms. It will clear up Friday late in the morning. That lingering rain will last into the early morning hours, then clear out. But look at that. Temperatures climbing back into the 20s from Friday in through Monday next week. The weekend is looking spectacular. We will see lots of sunshine Saturday and through Sunday. Temperatures sitting in the low 20s. On your roads this morning, the eastbound on the 417 seeing some volume between Moody and Bronson, heading west on the Queensway experiencing some buildup at Hunt Club and Parkdale, and the 174 also seeing congestion beginning at 10th line right through into the 417. Well, fall is not a time to slow down travel. We highlight all the fall travel trends you can jump on right now. And joining us today is Jennifer Weatherhead Harrington, travel and lifestyle expert. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to find out all the places we should be checking out. What's the first one on your list?
Well, I think, we are starting to see slightly cooler temperatures, and that means it's perfect leaf peeping season. And Ontario is such a good spot to do it. So why not do a little road trip? So Lanark County is billing itself as Ontario's maple syrup capital of the entire province. So wherever there are maple trees, you're going to get some really beautiful fall foliage, some chances to just head out onto the road and drive around, really take in all of that amazing Canadian nature. You have waterfalls in Alamont. And then, of course, you also have, if you want to stop and have a little drink, there is Vodka, which is a really cool distillery where they distill from dairy products. So you can try out some of that. And Perth, it's just an hour away from Ottawa, but such a great spot to go. So you don't have to worry about missing it. You can kind of keep track of when those leaves are coming out, and then you can hit the road and go check it out and get some great photos along the way.
I love that. So some great local places we could check out. How do you suggest that we save on fall travel?
Yeah, so I have a secret that I use all of the time. I love to look for flights on Skyscanner. So this is a travel app that kind of curates all of those flights for you into one spot. And one way that is a really perfect way to save on flights, because those prices fluctuate so much, you can pick selected dates or flexible dates on the app, and then we'll show you the best pricing at that time. You can also set up flight alerts with them. So it'll let you know when prices are going up or going down, so you can make sure that you're booking at the right time again and saving a few dollars. I just looked this morning. There were some really, really great flights. Ottawa to Vancouver for $267. Ottawa to Peru for around $400. And even into Europe, into Germany, we're looking at $640. So not too bad. Time to start planning those kind of late fall, winter escapes if you want to.
And if are you looking for like a bucket list travel place to go, what destination would you suggest?
I think we should probably try to extend summer a little bit, or plan on some sunshine once it gets really cold here. And Costa Rica is one of those perfect destinations, I think, for any type of traveler. The bonus here is that they are going to have direct flights from Ottawa into Costa Rica with Porter Airlines starting in December. So perfect timing for when we really want to escape that cold. Start planning that now. But this is such a great destination for people who want to do adventure. They have so many beaches. You can learn to surf. There's lots of jungle. You can go into a cloud forest. For families, there's lots of animal activity that you can do. You can go looking for sloths or toucans while you're there. And of course, if you're looking to do sustainable travel, this is one of the most sustainable destinations in the world, one of the most biodiverse destinations in the world as well. You can stay at these beautiful little eco lodges in the middle of the jungle. Get all of those details at visitcostarica.com. But what a great destination. I really want to go there, do a little yoga, chill it on the beach. I think it would be perfect.
So do I after seeing those beautiful videos. It's very lush and tropical. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up next, will pay a visit to the brand new G's Bees. Yes, he is there taking a look at their brand new location right here in the Byward Market. He's stocking up on some honey. Bring me some home. It's good for my voice in the mornings, Will. Thanks, buddy. Here's a live look as well through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning, and that sun trying to peek through those clouds, a high of 24 into the afternoon.
G's Bees Honey Company's new retail store is making a big buzz in the downtown core. Here to show us around is Marianne G. And this is so good. You have such a phenomenal story about how this all came to fruition, which we will get to. But for those not aware, what is G's Bees?
So G's Bees, we're a local honey farm and honey retailer. We offer our local honey as well as premium Canadian varietals that we work with other beekeepers for. We have beeswax candles and all sorts of lovely things. And we also do tours in the summer.
Yeah, there's so many good items here. And right before the break, I was like, okay, I'll take that one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, because all the flavors and different things that you can have with just the honey. But it's so cool towards you and your husband and how this all came to fruition, how the idea even came about. So can we talk about that?
Sure. So, I mean, we became beekeepers by accident, really. In 2009, we bought a house in Dunrobin. When we moved in the spring, we discovered that there was a colony of bees actually living in the wall of the house. We weren't beekeepers at the time. I worked for the federal government. My husband was an estimator for a roofing and siding company. And we didn't want to have them exterminated, so we rescued them out of the wall and started caring for them as a hobby in our backyard. And then one thing led to another. We started selling honey at the farmers market, and then we moved to a National Capital Commission farm in Honey Gables in 2017. We've been now operating as a business for 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary. And then this year, this beautiful yellow storefront came up for lease, and we said, well, why don't we try and expand downtown with a second retail location?
It's so cool. And I mean, come on, the name, it just flows perfectly. It was meant to be. You do actually have
our last name is G.
Is G, so it's G's Bees there. Some things just work out perfectly. You actually have some items too that we'll go through today about some of the, things that people can pick up if they come visit you here.
Yeah, sure. Well, fall is coming up, so people are starting to think about, getting cozy inside the house. So, if you're entertaining, we have all kinds of beautiful beeswax candles, charming little pumpkins, or if you're not quite ready for pumpkins, these cute little mushrooms, tapers, and votives, and all sorts of lovely things for the table. If you're entertaining at home or having guests over and you want to really wow them with a beautiful charcuterie board, honeycomb actually makes like a beautiful addition to the center. People don't think about honeycomb, but it's sweet and it's salty. I mean, sweet with the salty cheese is really good. So you can layer it with your cured meats and your cheeses and your bread, and it's fully edible just the way it is. This is exactly how the bees made it, right out of the hive.
I was going to say, you could tell. Look how cool it is, because you can see the marks from it.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we offer that's very unusual. We have it seasonally around this time of the year until it sells out. Did you want to try one?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay. So this is prosciutto and brie and honeycomb on baguette.
That's so good.
Isn't that good?
And I told you earlier, I have honey every single day. It's in my pre, mid, and post-workout routine because it just adds so much flavor. And
it's such a natural sweetener, right? It's an amazing alternative to sugar.
And what else do you got for us? Because this is really fun on a flip side of things, plus a non-alcoholic option as well.
Yeah, so this month's edition of Food and Drink in the LCBO has a wonderful feature on fall-inspired honey cocktails. Now, it's a little early in the morning for for drinking, but you can make, basically there's a whole bunch of cocktails that are based on a honey simple syrup. Really easy to make at home. It's 1 part honey, 1 part water. You heat it gently on the stove. You can store it in the fridge for up to a month, and you can mix all sorts of cocktails with it. The one that I think is quite unusual is the honey pie. So it's, a Canadian whiskey mixed with honey simple syrup, and you enjoy it, be like an after dinner cocktail or maybe a hot toddy. And then if you're looking for something that's 0 proof, non-alcoholic, we carry these Belicious honey mocktails. So this one's ginger. It tastes like sort of like a ginger ale. So you could add rye to it, I guess, if you wanted a rye and ginger.
Yeah.
I'll pour one of those for you. There's a cranberry Cosmo. There's all sorts of different flavors, and they're really super delicious.
Oh, I love that. We've got it up on screen where people can find you, Marianne. First of all, thank you so much for joining us and allowing me in here. I love honey. I think this is so great. People can come here, be a part of your story, and enjoy some delicious alcoholic, non-alcoholic drinks and a wide variety of honey items. So really thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Will.
Oh, that is just good stuff. If you know of a great local chef or restaurant, you can email us. It's right there. We have some great ideas. yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to have you on. Although maybe you can add some honey because now I'm obsessed.
A University of Waterloo student is using AI to help families save money at the grocery store. She has created an app that not only finds the best deals near you, but also helps you decide what's on the menu and makes a shopping list for you. CTV's Heather Sonoran reports.
Canada's food price report predicted that the average family of 4 would spend about $16,000 a year on groceries in 2025. But this University of Waterloo student is hoping to put a dent in the affordability crisis.
People can't really control like their car insurance or their rent or their utilities, but grocery bills felt like something we could actually tackle, or something that there are resources not being taken advantage of that people could interact with to make their shopping a little bit easier.
Henrietta Van Niekerk took money earned from a pitch contest and various other programs to create Scrimp, your very own AI sous chef and shopping assistant.
From flyer to meal plan to actionable list of items that you can buy, Scrimp uses AI to sort of connect all of these things for you so that grocery shopping and affordability becomes like a really easy 3-click process to solve. $2.92 to make this meal.
She says the savings could be big.
Our users are saving anywhere from about $50 to $100 per week for families.
And it's specifically catered to the user. All it needs is the family size, store preferences, and dietary requirements.
We try and buy gluten-free and mostly dairy-free if possible.
This mom of 2 says it's been a game changer at the checkout.
It's pretty easy to use, user-friendly, very straightforward.
Her favorite part is the unique recipe ideas. Tonight's dinner will be chicken shawarma.
The recipes were, not causing me to go and find 11 different ingredients and things that I probably would never use again. Or things that, I know my kids wouldn't even try.
I may see olive oil and say, no, I have that at home.
Van Niekerk says Scrimp is proof AI can be used for good.
Ethical AI instead is showing that there can be this coming together of human ingenuity and what the AI can provide, which is also why Scrimp doesn't make their own recipes. We actually use recipes that exist on the internet.
Right now, it's only available for users in Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge, but the goal is to expand throughout Canada so more people can cash in on the savings. Heather Sonoran, CTV News, Waterloo.
Yeah, that is pretty ingenious. More of that, please. Ethical AI. Loving it. Here's a live look through our Centennial, our Skycam on George Street. Oh, there it is. There's the sun. We're in for a pretty good-looking day and above seasonal temperatures. You're watching CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on this show. Tomorrow, we are trying our hand at pumpkin painting with an upcoming event you can check out. That's going to be fun. The Bennett Real Estate Rundown shows us 3 great properties on the market right now. And celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Canadian classic cartoon, The Raccoons. All that and more coming up on the show tomorrow. Looking forward to that.
Amazing. Yeah, I love a little pumpkin painting, so of course I'll be excited for that.
Oh, yeah, and you're good at it too.
I love
good.
being crafty.
I'll be following you. I'll be like, what's Melissa drawing? Okay, let me copy
we'll share
her.
ideas.
You try.
Yes, absolutely. And your forecast for today, just to keep you updated, today mix of sun and cloud, high of 24, will feel closer to 28, 29. Tomorrow's the only cool day, and realistically, it's average temps for this time of the year. It's just going to feel cool because we're so spoiled with this beautiful weather. Lots of rain tomorrow, though, 10 to 20 millimeters. Could see a few scattered showers Friday, but the weekend looking nice and sunny and very warm.
Well, thank you for saving the weekend with the good weather. Very nice indeed.
Dry and sunny and hot.
I love that. Okay, that's all from us here on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Don't forget, you can watch any of our segments again online. Just head to our website, ctvyourmorning.ca.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.